Welcome, Twisted viewers, to our first Twisted Holiday Special. Today's story teaches a very valuable lesson. Some things might be gone, but they are never forgotten. So sit back, grab a cheeseburger, and enjoy this Twisted Holiday Special called Labor Day. Labor Day weekend in the small town of Waynesville was a time of celebration, barbecues, and family gatherings. This year, however, it was different. A heavy fog had settled over the town, lingering like an unwanted guest. The townsfolk whispered about the eerie stillness, the absence of birdsong, and the way the fog seemed almost alive. Maggie, a young mother, decided to take her two children, Emma and Luke, to the park. The fog hadn't deterred them. In fact, it made the day feel more mysterious, like an adventure. They were the only ones there, the usually bustling park deserted under the shroud of mist. As the children played, Maggie noticed something strange. The fog seemed to thicken, swirling in patterns that didn't quite make sense. The air grew colder, and she shivered, pulling her coat tighter around her. Suddenly, Emma screamed, "Mama! Look!" Maggie turned to see her daughter pointing at the fog. Shapes were emerging, ghostly figures that flickered and wavered like shadows cast by a dying flame. Maggie's heart pounded in her chest. She grabbed her children and began to back away, but the fog enveloped them, closing in from all sides. The figures became clearer, their features twisted and grotesque. They were workers, miners, factory hands, and laborers, dressed in the tattered, outdated clothing of another era. Their faces were rotten, eyes hollow, and they reached out with skeletal hands, their mouths opening in silent screams. "We have come to remind those who have forgotten us about the hard work we have done that cost us our lives," the apparition said calmly. "We only appear when everyone forgets us. Then we make them remember. For forgetting us would end us completely." Maggie stumbled backward, dragging her children with her. But there was nowhere to run. The fog was alive, a force that had trapped them in its icy grip. The figures closed in, their ghostly hands brushing against her skin, cold as death. "Now you will help us make them remember," the skeletal figure screamed at Maggie. Just as Maggie felt she could scream no more, the fog suddenly lifted, leaving the park bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. The figures were gone, the air warm and still. But something was different, something was wrong. Maggie looked down at her hands. They were aged, wrinkled, her skin as dry as paper. Her children, too, had changed. Emma and Luke were no longer children, they were adults, staring at her with horror in their eyes. The twist of realization hit her like a hammer. They had been trapped in the fog, but time had passed differently inside its cold embrace. Labor Day had come and gone, years had slipped away in what had felt like moments. They knew deep down inside if they didn't tell everyone and spread the word, the laborers would be back to finish the job, aging Maggie and her kids till they were no more. Maggie and her kids relentlessly went around spreading the rumor, trying to keep the fog from returning. And the fog? It was gone, for now. As long as the memory of the workers was kept alive, the fog would stay away. The fog would only return when everyone again forgot about the laborers that sacrificed their lives for their jobs. Thanks for watching this Twisted Holiday Special called Labor Day. Maggie and her children ended up paying dearly for everyone forgetting. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to help my channel grow. And don't forget to turn on notifications to never miss a twisted tale. And remember, hard work will always prevail and never be forgotten. Happy Labor Day!